Hey everybody, it's Trevor here with the channel where every day is range day, and in this week's video we're going to be taking a look at how I set up my new battle belt from Core Essentials. Let's check it out. Alright guys, and as usual, full disclosures up front, Core did send us this belt to test and review, but they didn't pay us for any positive promotions or videos. They just sent us some gear to test, so that's what we're going to do. But they did let us set up a coupon code for you guys with code RANGEDAY10 at checkout. You can save 10% off your order if you're looking to purchase something off of CoreEssentials.com. But anyways, back to the video here. I tried to film it with minimal cutting here so you could see how long it would take you to set this belt up in real time. I snipped it a little bit here in the beginning just because I kind of smooth-brained it a bit up front trying to get this T-Rex Arms Ragnarok with the mid-ride on here. But you can see here I wisened up and started to feed the belt through one end of the UBL at a time instead of trying to weave it on the whole thing and slide it down the belt. That right there was pretty quick and easy and should be the first thing you put on this belt, because once you have this on here, you're not going to be able to slide it through to get the rest of your items on the belt. Up next, I have a couple of mag pouches from S-Tac. I got a double pistol that you can see me working with here, and then I'll also do an AR mag pouch afterwards. These will be attached to the belt with some malice clips that you can see I have off to the side. Each pouch will take 2 of these malice clips from Tactical Tailor. We got a couple great videos on the channel for how to set these up the easiest way possible. I took a cue from Mac's video here. You can see me pulling out the Kydex inserts from the Kiwis before I start working on the pouches. It just makes things a little bit easier, because once you start getting the malice clips on there, it's a little tight and a little tough to bend and get everything to fit just right. But if you take the Kydex out, you should have a much smoother time. Again, check out the video on the channel that Mac did. It's super helpful, and I actually watched it right before doing this to make sure I didn't mess it up. Right now, I just kind of sized everything up to make sure everything was going to lay exactly where I wanted. Then I got started with the malice clips here on the mag pouches. First step that you do with each of these clips, you can see I'm working on, is to send the clip with the big tab at the bottom and then push the whole clip all the way through underneath all 3 Molle layers on the back of the mag pouch. Again, you do this for each of these clips, and it's probably a good idea to keep each of the malice clips on the back of your pouches at the same stage throughout the process, just so you have everything lined up, and it'll make your life a bit easier when things start to get a little tighter when you're weaving it through the Molle on the belt. The next step is to push the malice clips through the top layer of the Molle on the belt itself. I'm doing it one at a time here for each of these, again keeping each clip on the same step. Once you have it through here, you're going to tuck it back up and weave it under the middle layer of the Molle. This is where it starts to get a little tough if your clips aren't so flexible. These new Fight Light ones from Tactical Tailor have some cutouts on the edges. It makes it a little more flexible in my opinion. One could argue it's a little less durable, but I don't really see that being an issue. These are still going to hold on here nice and tight. Again, these can be a little tricky to get done, but if you keep each clip on the same stage, and it's going to be a lot easier to get these things on the belt itself. Once I have it under the middle row of Molle, it's going to pop back out. We're going to try to send it through the bottom line of Molle on the belt itself, and then it's going to ultimately go into the little tabs at the bottom of the pouch. I'm struggling with it a little bit here as I hadn't set up malice clips in a while, and the Molle itself on the Core Essentials battle belt is pretty tight. There's not going to be any loose fitting here at all. It's a nice tight fit, and it's really not that much trouble getting it to fit all right on the belt at the end of the day. But here you can see I have the clips all the way through the bottom row of Molle, and then the only thing to do is to bend them back and send them in the actual tabs on the bottom of the clip. You can see I'm fighting with it a little bit at the end just to make sure it's lined up level at the top. Then you just bend them back and snap them into place. You might not always hear that audible snap in there, but you should definitely feel some sort of click or something once you push them through, and then that is it for the malice clips themselves. 1 and 2. Now that looks like it's on there pretty good. I'm just kind of leveling everything up and making sure it's all set on there nice and even. But that pouch is now good to go. Up next, I'll just put these little Kydex inserts back in the pouch. I cut through this because you can do this at any point in the belt, and it's pretty easy. Put them in there, pad the Velcro on, good to go. Up next is just going to be the AR mag pouch, and it's pretty much the same story as the pistol pouch. Both clips go in through the bottom all the way through, and you'll notice this time I'm quite a bit faster at doing the malice clips. Again, it's really not too hard, and it is a pretty nice method of securing your pouches and other gear to your belts. Again, you send both clips under all layers of the Molle stitching on the back of your pouch, then you put them through the first rung of the Molle on the belt, bend them back up and through the middle rung of Molle on your pouch, as you can see I'm working on here. And then soon after that, you'll weave it back through the bottom of the belt. And your pouch should then be pretty much done. You just pull everything through, make sure it's straight, and then you'll be able to bend the clips back and snap them in the little tabs at the bottom. Again, I could speed through this process because it is largely the same, but I did want to show you guys just how long it actually takes you to do this. The belt's pretty easy to set up, just like most Molle systems. So that's why I left it pretty unedited here. Of course, it will take a little bit longer if you have a lot more stuff on the belt, but I only have a handful of things. You don't want to be carrying too much stuff, especially nothing that you don't need. But all in all, I feel like all these items I'm showing here are pretty common on most people's setups, at least at a minimum. If you see anything on this setup as it's coming along that I'm missing, or maybe something you like to carry in addition to what I have, please leave it down below in the comments. We'd love to hear from you on your setups. And now, as you can see here, I'm finally snapping the tabs in to finish off the AR mag pouch here, and that should be it for my magazine pouches. Just squaring everything up, making sure the top of the clips are level, and that's pretty good to go. The malice clips are pretty thin, they're definitely lightweight, and I really do like them as an option for securing my items to a battle belt, such as this one for core. That just about wraps it up for the more complicated installations on this belt, as I just slide the Kydex back into the AR mag pouch here. And apart from the T-Rex Arms Ragnarok with the UBL mid-ride, these two mag pouches from S-Tac, the only thing I have left to go once I scoot that Ragnarok off to the side is the dump pouch from S-Tac. I stepped away there for a second to see where exactly I wanted to situate this dump pouch, and that's probably a good idea as you're building this up, is just stand up, try it on, and make sure everything's going to sit where you want, especially if the malice clips in there. That takes a little more effort to slide it over one or two Molle sections if you missed it up front. But looking at this dump pouch, or the Skittles bag from S-Tac, it goes on pretty easy. It's just got a couple loops of Velcro that wrap it in to a nice little bundle if you have it stored, and they also wrap around a belt. And the cool thing about this dump pouch, which we might do a review on in the future, let us know if you're interested down in the comments below, is that the Velcro loops that you use to fasten this to the belt actually have hook or loop Velcro on both sides. This lets you store the bag neatly when you roll it up, but it also plays nicely with this core belt and many other Velcro belt systems, because it actually wraps around the back side of the belt with the appropriate Velcro, and then has the opposite side of the Velcro facing the inner belt so that can interface. So looking at it here, the back of the outer belt here has the hook Velcro, and the inside of the loops I'm wrapping around it from the dump pouch have the loop, so it hooks on there real nicely. And then the back half of those straps that you can see, which would be facing the inner belt, also have the hook Velcro on it, so you don't lose any wrapping real estate when you go to wrap this belt around the loop surface of the inner belt. But now that looks like we have it all said and done. Plenty of nice multi-cam black here to go around. Let me know in the comments if that's a little too tactical for you, but hey, I like it. And that looks like it's going to about do it as I stow up that S-Tac dump pouch. And here we have it, guys. The Core Essentials micro adjustable battle belt, fully kitted out with my regular set of range gear. T-Rex Arms Ragnarok holsters, some S-Tac pouches, and the dump pack from S-Tac. If you like this video, feel free to leave a like down below. And if you have any questions about what I put on my belt or anything about the adjustable battle belt system, leave them down below in the comments and we would love to hear from you. And as always, make sure to subscribe to the channel, where every day is range day. Thanks for watching, guys.
Stand by. 517.